Hi and welcome to Bahamian Mathematics. Like, subscribe, and share to see more videos just like this one on the Bahamian Mathematics YouTube channel. Today we will be adding and subtracting directed numbers. We will learn what to do when the signs are the same and when they are different. We will learn some rules when we add and subtract directed numbers. Let's have a look. Let's look at some numbers in real life. Here is Alaska. And a fun fact about Alaska is the coldest temperature in Alaska gets down to minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Take note of that minus in front of the 80. Here is the country of Jordan, and here's the Dead Sea. And the shoreline is 408 meters below sea level. So we have 408, there's a number, but it's 408 meters below. What does that mean? Below sea level. Here is Cat Island, Mount Alvernia, and it is 207 feet above sea level. So 207 is a number, and it is above sea level. Take note of that also. Here are some numbers on an elevator, and we know that we can go up and down the elevator depending on what floor we choose. And here is a bank balance at RBC. The current balance is negative $199.80. What does that mean? We can see that some of the numbers on the screen have a negative sign in front, and some do not have a negative sign in front. Some words say below sea level, some words say above sea level. What does all of this mean? Well, let's look at the number line. These are directed numbers, and we're going to see on the number line how they all fit. Here's the 0. You're familiar with the number line right in the middle. And on this side, these numbers are positive numbers. And we normally see them with a plus sign in front. And on the left, these numbers with a negative sign in front, they are negative numbers, often written with a little minus sign to the left of them. We call all of these directed numbers because they tell us what direction the number is located in. Let's take a look at the number minus 4 or negative 4. In order to get to negative 4, if we started at 0 and we went 4 spaces to the left, we would end up at negative 4. Let's look at the number plus 4. If we started again at 0 and worked our way 4 spaces to the right, we would end up at positive 4. So it tells us the direction to go when we start at 0, whether it's negative or positive. The sign in front, if it is a plus, we will go in the right direction, and if the sign is a negative sign, we will go in the left direction. So let's pretend this rabbit starts at 0. This bunny starts at 0. Where does he end up if he starts at 0 each time and we follow these numbers? Plus 4 and then minus 2. The first number of plus 4 means we go in the direction to the right 4 times. And so let's make the bunny hop 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the right direction, and we land at positive 4. But the next number is minus 2. And so starting here, we will go left 2 spaces because negative means going to the left on the number line. And we will go 1, 2 spaces, and we are now at the point of positive 2. So plus 4 minus 2 gives us a positive 2. And we can see that as 4 minus 2, which we know 4 minus 2 is 2. But this shows us on the number line how exactly that works. Let's do another one, plus 4 minus 5. So again, if we start at 0, and if we go plus 4, we will go 4 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then minus 5 means we have to go back to the left 5 times, 5 spaces. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now the bunny ends up at negative 1. And so plus 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Let's try another one. Plus 4 plus 3. We start at 0, and plus 4 means we go 4 spaces in the right direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here the bunny is now at 4. And then plus 3, again, we move in the right direction with positive numbers. And so we again go 3 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3. And now the bunny is at positive 7. So plus 4 plus 3 equals positive 7. And again, we know this, 4 plus 3 is 7, but this shows us on the number line exactly how that works. How about minus 2 minus 3? We know minus or negative means we go in the left direction. So the first number is minus 2. We will go 2 spaces to the left, 1, 2. And we have to move minus 3 now. And so we move 3 more spaces to the left, 1, 2, 3, and we end up at minus 5. So minus 2 minus 3 equals minus 5. Now let's take a look at what we noticed with these questions on the previous slides. How can we use the information that we know to create a rule rather than having to use the number line every time to jump backwards and forwards? Here's the first question on the first slide that we looked at. Plus 4 minus 2 we said was plus 2. Look at the signs in the question. They are different. Yet the answer was positive. And here was the second question. Plus 4 minus 5 equals minus 1. Let's look at the signs. They also were different, but this time the answer was negative. So how does it work when we have different signs? How do we know whether the answer is going to be a positive or a negative answer? Well, let's take a look. For what operation 2 gives us 2? What operation would need to be in the yellow box in order for this statement to be true? 4 plus 2 is not 2, so it can't be a plus. 4 minus 2 is 2, and there's our answer. But which one of these two numbers here is bigger, 4 or 2? This will determine whether the 2 in our answer is a plus 2 or a minus 2. Well, we know 4 is bigger than 2, and since that is positive, our answer is also positive. And so above, we subtracted the two numbers in order to get our numerical answer, and we used the number that was bigger to put the sign in front of our answer. When we have a question in which the signs are different, we subtract and we keep the sign of the larger number. So in this question where the signs were also different, we must have to do the same thing. Subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. Well, let's look at exactly how that works. We had a 4 and a 5, and what operation would we need to put in the box in order to make our answer 1? Well, 4 take away 5 doesn't work because 4 is smaller than 5. But if we switch these around, we know 5 plus 4 is not 1, but we know 5 minus 4 is 1. And so we will use subtraction as indicated below. Which one of these numbers is bigger, 5 or 4? Well, we know 5 is bigger than 4. What kind of 5 was it, though? It was a negative 5, and so our answer is going to be negative 1. So again, we can see that when we have directed numbers with different signs, all we have to do is subtract, and then we keep the sign of the larger number. Let's look at the next two questions. Plus 4 plus 3. Our answer was plus 7. Look at these two signs. They're both positive, and the answer was also positive. And so therefore, when the signs are the same, we can clearly see that 4 plus 3 is 7. We need to add the numbers together, and we will keep the same sign. Let's look at the last question, minus 2 and minus 3. Our answer was minus 5. And so let's look at the signs again. They are both the same, even though they are both negatives. And the answer is a negative as well. And so in this case, we add 2 plus 3 is 5, and then we keep the same sign. So we can see in the question above, plus 4 plus 3 equals plus 7. The signs were the same. We added 4 plus 3 to get 7, and we kept the sign, the plus sign. In the bottom question, minus 2 minus 3 equals minus 5. Both of the signs in the question, minus 2, minus 3, were the same, even though they were negative. And the answer of minus 5 also was negative. We added 2 plus 3 to give us 5, and we kept the same sign. So these are our rules. Let's review them now. When the signs are different, for example, plus 2 and minus 3, we can see that the 2 is a positive, the 3 is a negative. They are different. They have different signs. In this case, we will subtract the two numbers, and we will keep the sign of the larger number. When the signs are the same, like +2 + 4 or -4 - 1, we will add the two numbers and we will keep the sign that exists. And these are the two rules that we will use to do the following examples. So here's the first one, 4 - 7. We can see that there is no sign in front of the 4, but when this happens, we know that this is a positive number. And so we really have +4 - 7. The signs are different, plus and minus. And so we will use this rule. Signs are different. What will we do? We subtract. And these are the numbers here. And I see a 7 and a 4. So I'm going to write 7 take away 4, which I know is 3. And what kind of 3 is it? What sign do we use in our answer? Well, the rule says you use the sign of the larger number. And I know that 7 is larger than 4, and it has a minus sign in front, so my answer is -3. Let's see how that looks on the number line. So I start with 0, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the right, because that's positive. And now I go 7 spaces to the left, because that is negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've ended up at -3, which is what my answer is. Let's look at another example. -3 - 4 equals, if I take a look at the question, I see both of the signs are the same. They are negative, but they are the same. So my rule up top is this one. When the signs are the same, what will we do? We will add the numbers together. And so we will add 3 + 4, which I know is 7. And then what sign do we keep? We use the same sign in the question. So they are both negative signs. The answer is -7. Let's check on the number line above. If we start at 0, and we go 3 spaces to the left, 1, 2, 3, that's -3, and then we go 4 more to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, we end up at -7, which is our answer. And now it's quiz time. Find the value of -4 + 6. You have 5 seconds. Time's up. You'll notice that the signs are different. Our answer is 2, or +2. And the signs are different, so we subtract, and we use the sign of the larger number. 6 take away 4 is 2. Because 6 is bigger than 4, I use the plus sign in front of the 6 in my answer to give me +2. Question 2. Find the value of -1 - 5. Time's up. The answer is -6, or -6. We can see that the signs are the same. And the rule says we add when the signs are the same, and we keep the same sign. So 1 + 5 is 6, and we keep the negative sign as -6. Question 3. Find the value of +7 - 3. Time's up. The answer, 4, or +4. Again, the signs are different, plus and minus. When that happens, we subtract. I know 7 take away 3 is 4, and we use the sign in front of the larger number. 7 is larger than 3, so I use the plus sign. So it is +4. Question 4. Find the value of 1 + 4. And this was really easy because we know 1 + 4 is 5. The 1 doesn't have a plus sign in front, but we know that if we do not see a sign, it is automatically positive. So +1 + 4. The signs are the same. We add 1 + 4 is 5, and we keep the sign, which is positive. Final question. Find the value of 9 - 10. Time's up. The answer is -1. The 9 does not have a sign, but we just said that when we don't see a sign, it is a positive. And so the signs are different. +9, -10. When they are different, we subtract. I use 10 first. 10 take away 9 is 1. And then which sign do we use? Well, we use the sign in front of the larger number. 10 is bigger than 9, and 10 has a minus sign in front. So our answer is -1. And so now you've solved the mystery of adding and subtracting directed numbers. Well done. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share to this channel to see more videos just like this.